You thought you were about to go into the video game. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of Spoon 1000. I thought I was going to go into the video game that I'm about to watch. And to be honest, you are my Dawn fans. I'm just going to take you there right now. In style. Yeah. Style indeed. Here we go. Warning. For those who are under 21, yes, I'm looking at you and telling you, cannot allow to watch this video, episode, series, or even playlist without your parents' permission. If you are watching this without your parents' permission, then you are a silly person. It's not my fault, it's your fault. You have been warned. Hello, everybody, everyone, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and true ages, and all them. It is me, Superior 9000, which you call me Superior. Yes, that's right, the game streamer that the windows in the future becoming entrepreneur extraordinaire influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and creator, broadcaster, and feature wrestler. And yes, that's right, my doing fans. You read the title. We're back once again, playing and continuing the story series of I Know It, You Know It, We All Know It, Amorous. The story continues. Now, before we get down into the video game business, just going to throw down 3 face cards down at the end of my turn, so I'll activate them at the end of the recording streaming session. And if you're new to this channel, please press the red button to subscribe, press the purple button to follow, and press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. And once you press those 3 buttons, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise to make the channel bigger, better, stronger, and more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. Now, enough chit chat from your boy Superior 9000. Let's get down into the video game business and let's get to work. Oh, and before I do, if you missed the previous episode, do not worry, my Doing fans. You're superior. I'll leave that in the description down below so each one of you can watch it. And before I ask, yes, I'm looking at telling yous. I hope you got your chin gear on. I hope you've been to the Lulu and got your drink and your snacks, and I hope you're chilling out comfortably on that game chair, or on the bed, or even on the sofa, chilling out and enjoying watching this amazing game series that I'm doing. Anyway, as I said before, enough chit chat, let's get to work and let's get into the video game business. Okay. Let's give Remy cool. See how she doing. Spirit said hopefully Remy is free today. Ring, ring, ring. Click. And said Spirit, hey, I was hoping you'd call back soon. Hey Remy, yep. I wanted to see if you'd be free today. He said, shoot, you know, I missed you. Oh, that's so sweet. Spirit said, but work again. I said, yeah, though. Actually, it's a teacher night at the school. If you were interested in that sort of thing, I'll be able to sneak you into the class. Spirit said, well, sexy teacher Alfred, be involved, you know, when I first saw you, I assumed you had a sexy librarian outfit somewhere. I said, hee hee. Well, I do, but it's a practical lesson, so mostly it'll be aprons and sea hats. Spirit said, what are we making? Remy said, vag. A vag of a alla bolognese, a spaghetti sauce. That makes sense. Spirit said, sounds delicious, so long as you are not going to get in trouble for sneaking your boyfriend in. I'd love to. Was it he? Spirit said, I like how I suddenly slipped that one in. We said, you know it. I'll let people know you're coming. There might be a couple of friends there. We said, I'll be on my best behavior. Don't worry. We said, I'm not worried. Oh, and maybe don't come in any white clothes. You know, tomato sauce and all. Haha, good call. So, when should I meet you? We said 7 p.m. at the college campus, the D&T building. So we said, alright. See you when you know, baby. See you there, hun. This will be great. Love you. Click. Love you too. Superior said. Superior said, right, then time to dress into impress. Hopefully not fucking up and making pasta. You can do this, Superior. You sure can. I made good time getting ready and managed to escape horrible, unhelpful cooking tips from Kobe. It occurred to me that Remy's friends at the college might be closer to her age than mine. Hopefully, she had the chance to explain about me. There was nothing to it but to do my best. Not to offend her class. Oh, and also not messing up the cooking too. That's the most important thing. So no pressure there. Phew, okay. Here goes nothing. Just in case, I want to save it, 'cause you never know. When I got to the class, the only kitchen in the building that seemed, as you say, to be open, I found a handful of students of fair age already in their aprons and getting their workstation ready. I couldn't see Remy anywhere. I'll check the door again, and it definitely had her name as the instructor. Rock. Okay. Hey, Rock said, hey, excuse me, you're at the door. You're Superior, right? She said, oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking for Remy. This is her class, right? Well, duh, how would this person know your name? Superior said, sorry, of course it is. If she told you about me, I was late then, I thought I'd minute. Look, nope, you're early in anything. Maybe it's just making a run to the storeroom. Getting the things and the ingredients out and stuff, you know. Rack said. Superior said, oh, well, good, so you already know my name. Do you mind if I ask? Rack said, not at all. I'm Rack. I've known Remy for a few years. We used to go to the college together, way back when. The handsome hyena seemed nice enough as I shook his hand with an earnest smile. He said, nice to meet one of Remy's friends. Except the feeling is mutual. Remy said you were a little younger. Lucky woman, snatching you up like that. Choose that one. The other version of that is you're only as old as the body you feel, Max said. As he passed me an apron to put on over my outfit. Was he hitting on me? He said, I know that the situation is slightly unusual. I hope that doesn't bother you. Like I said, Rose is a good friend, so I guess I worry a little. But No, sorry if I was giving you a hard time. I'm not sure if you know much about Remy X's, but I guess I'm surprised the last few have been a little rough around the edges. You seem nice. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Probably at all. Now that sort of juicy gossip you have to let me know at some point. I'm gonna enjoy having you around, Spear, Rex said. Oh, so maybe you can help me out with this last thing. Remy didn't say where she met you. It wasn't at the Amorous Club, right? Oh. Like I said, playing hardball, huh? That's fine. I'm sure Remy will tell me when she's ready. Spear said, there isn't much to tell, but yeah. Rack said, ha, one of you will crack eventually. I'm patient. And we said, about what? With who? Rack said, say bye, maybe Spear. Can I talk to you for a minute? No? But, Spear said, and I replied, okay. Rack will be back in a minute. Don't go running off. I ain't. Spear said, oh god, no. When reply said, Rack said you were a little rough on the edges, but in the end, you apparently said the right thing. Spear said, you know, it was a bit freaky getting quizzed by your friend when you when with you gone, and I'm glad I didn't mess it up. And he said, did you find Superior? I'm sorry, I wasn't there when you got in, but I knew you did and do great. Superior said, as a heads up, Rock was asking about how we met. I wasn't exactly sure what to say, but you might want to smooth that out before the next time we are hanging out. I replied, yeah, I might have to promise to stop going to Amorous at one point. So I have some explaining to do. Anyway, I'm glad things went well. I need to start the class now, but I'll be back after. Good luck, Remy said. I found my place at one of the empty cooking stations, ready to listen to Remy instructions. Hey class, listen up. Okay everyone, we're going to be discussing the best way to make a traditional rag a la bolognese, which is a fancy way to say a traditional pasta sauce from Bologna in Italy. Now, there's many different versions of this dish, and we've already got so many practice ingredients here, but I'll talk to you through the variations when it comes to them. key ingredient is, besides the herbs, of course, are the combinations of tomatoes, ground beef, onions, and carrots. And yes, I know, onions and carrots is just how this recipe is. I'll be going around giving some tips as we go through, but for the most part, you're going to be on your own here. This is the pretty simple recipe, and you're likely to have made something like it before. First off, like so many recipes, we want to soften up the onions and garlic. You should have these proteins out for you at home. I like to use a mix of the yellow and the red onions. Personally, about one medium size, one of the each and a few extra garlic cloves. We've just got a large white onion here for today. We only have so many ingredients. In the budget, of course, but you can adjust these to taste at home. Remy said, the way she took charge of these lessons, adorable. Remy seems to light up when she's talking about cooking. A passion that she seemed a little too shy to share with just anyone outside of the kitchen. Remy said, remember to heat the oil first, but to low heat when making this at home. A trick I learned from Indian cooking is that the slower you cook the onions, the better they taste. I personally like a finely chopped garlic and strip off onions about 1/8 of an inch by 1 inch. The typical we also add in a few spices at this point too, to bring out the flavors when heating the onions and the garlic. Allspice, pepper, cinnamon, and clove. You would add bay leaves at this stage too. We don't have those with us today at your station. We'll be making a basic version here. It's made sense that she was given variations for the other students, and some of them were pulling out the extra they had brought with them. Had to make do with what they had here. Baby said, with the onions starting down brown, that's when we'll be turning up the heat and adding in the ground beef, trying not to break it up too much as it cooks, so it keeps some of it in consistency. It's common in Europe to add a beef bouillon cube or Worcestershire sauce at this point to infuse the meat, and you can even use honey bourbon or wine, like you do in a chili. When the meat is brown, we'll be adding in a couple of grated carrots. That's before the tomato sauce, so the carrot juice can mix with the core flavors and reduce down a little without compromising the tomato flavor. The notion adding carrots is often cut out of simple rag, but it makes good pairing to beef, especially with the addition of the cinnamon and citrus elements. It also pairs great with the spice combination in a cottage pie, and it brings a good colour profile to most dishes. It was honestly great to see her so nice and in her element. She lit up in a way that was a little distracting in a comparison to Shy Girl hiding by the railings at Amorous. She bounced cutely on her heels as she did the recipe from memory. Remy continued and says, after the carrots are heated through the juice are coming together, we'll be adding in our tomatoes. Typically, you want to use a large can of chopped tomatoes for about a pound or so of beef, depending on the water and fat content. You also want to add in a small can of tomato puree or a third tub of the paste. You can chop up your own tomatoes too, which gives a more rustic mouthfeel, though a smoother sauce requires peeling your tomato first, if you can manage it at home. I've always recommend keeping your tomatoes by the window in a fruit bowl. Eventually, a ripped tomatoes is still maturing in a flavor. The extra sun exposure adds to the taste. You want to bring the sauce to the temperature and give it time to soften up the meat a little and mix in with the oils from our other ingredients. You are looking about 20 minutes slow simmer. The first half with a lid on. I've known traditional recipes to reduce a higher water content sauce for hours, and you need more time for fresh cut raw tomatoes. Remy was moving a little fast for me. I wasn't exactly a stranger to the kitchen, but I wish I brought a notepad to take notes. Onions first, meat's simple enough. Early on this in this progress, we'll be adding in any dry herbs. A typical Italian mix will work fine. If you don't know that 3 parts of went to every 2 parts thing, the majority of every 1 part rosemary and sage. If you are mixing from all dry ingredients, you can take that as a teaspoon guide though. Personally, I like to use a little less sage and rosemary. For today, we'll be using fresh herbs, which you add in later when the sauce is almost done. Keep an eye on the sauce, you don't want it to get too thick and stick. We've got fresh sauce cream and oregano here. Portion should be measured out for you, but you want to similar balance to what I said before. Remember, that large leaf herb need to be chopped lightly so you don't lose the flavor to chopping board small. Wooden herbs like and rosemary can be chopped thinner and keep their flavors. If you can get a lemon plant from your local nursery, I'll find the flavor a good additional here. I'll be adding in the fresh herbs for 5 minutes to go on the sauce, and you would typically keep a few oregano leaves for garnish with a freshly grated parmesan. There are versions of sauce I mentioned earlier that I would strongly consider if you have the ingredients to hand. I find the sauce improved by 2 sticks of cinnamon and put in the onion face and some seasoning mixed in a beef stage like Worcestershire sauce or even a small amount of extra puree to help bind the spices to the meat. When you would add in the dry herbs, I also usually squeeze in the juice of half of the lemon. So it's working on very well with organos, something we covered the other week in Greek cooking. Greek cooking Indian influences, Remy seems to already know her stuff. A more traditional Viennese would also use queen near the end, about half a cup and a cube of bacon or pancetta in with the rest of the meat. You can use milk for a lighter sauce or the cream of the tomato soup for sweetness. It's also worth noting that the most traditional sauce from this region would be a pair with pasta shelled or Trinity, not spaghetti. In a home setting, many recipes recommend to use about a half cup of Marsala wine. Personally, I think more than a splash into the meat with it. Cooking overpowered the tomato and carrot profile. Also, it can certainly wouldn't let us push it in bottles of wine for a nice kernels. And that's everything you need to know for now. I'll be hovering around, but we are looking at a pretty easy recipe today. Keep an eye on your pans. We won't be chopping any meat today, so we can work off one chopping board. But let's remember, hygienic lesson, especially with ground beef. So we said, phew, okay, here goes nothing then. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to watch these ingredients carefully so I don't burn any of them. Got to time this just right. Okay, let's start with. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, okay. Let's see. Let's start with. So a bit of onions. Yeah, we got a bit of that. So the next with the ground beef. Oh, that looks lovely. And a bit of carrot. Yes, getting there, those carrots. And a bit of that. A bit of tomato. And finally, the herbs. Oh, look, that looks lovely. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's more like it. Let's see how my new favourite student did. Spirit said, I know we didn't have all the extra ingredients you mentioned, but I did my best. Remy expected the plate exquisitely, seemingly to be run down by a mental checklist. After a few moments, she took a fork and thought of the pasta and chewed on it thoughtfully. Remy said, you made this? Spirit said, yeah, how was it? Remy this is really great, Superior. Like, really, I have to say, the balance you got with the ingredients here is of the restaurant's quality. I know we didn't exactly have the best choice of extra seasonings, but this is perfect. I should have been keeping a better eye on you to watch your work on this. I grinned solutionally and happy to have done a good job. Spear said, well, I had the best teacher. Replied he, you're gonna get a few miles out of that, huh? Spear replied, seems like some pretty good things happen when you're ordering me around. Hopefully it continues. She kissed me briefly, giving my hands a squeeze, looking around a little to see if any of her students were paying attention. Reply said, I look forward to it. She said, either way, you were pretty amazing back there. Reply said, what? She said, you were. You really came alive when you were instructing everyone. It was really good to see you were so shy back at Amorous. Reply said, I guess I just loved the whole progress, the teaching people to make stuff that they can use to make their families happy. Sharing what I've learned. Spirit said, I understand completely. And, I look forward to watching you cook yourself a romantic meal, just the two of us. I replied, you're pretty much amazing, Superior. I love that you get it. Superior said, you know, I love you, Remy. I'm really glad we clicked so quickly. She embraced me tenderly and shared another kiss. Replied said, I've got some files, some paperwork and to get this place all tidy away before the staff meeting. But text me later. Superior said, you bet, Remy. I had a great time today. And I'll see you again soon, I hope. Parted at the door and headed home in the cool evening air. I knew Kirby would still be up a while if I was going to wait up to the text Remy. I'd be able to chill out with him a while. It was getting a little late when I got home and changed into some PJs, but Kirby had a movie downstairs. I could wait up and with him. I'm gonna wait up and text when she's finished. Let's see if Kirby's movies is any good then, Superior said. The film was one of those B-movie action films. The type that were half muscular, oiled up guys have guns and explosion. Kirby said, so the date with Remy went well. Superior said, yeah, I think so. And what about you? Anyone interested over today, or are you short in the wash again for another reason? Kirby replied and said, I can't just want to hang out in my underwear watching action movies. Superior said, both of us know that you don't mean that in a butch or manly way. Kirby replied, I guess. You caught me. The movie finished and Kirby started up a new game of Dungeons Gates. While I watched my spot under a blanket on the couch, it was nice to chill out with him, but I had to admit that Remy was on my mind. Blink, oh, hello text. Kirby said, "Song popular. Crap, boss rush." Remy replied, hey hun, you still up? Superior said, yep, I wasn't sure when you finished. Superior had a good night. Remy replied, said, it went okay, yeah, I got back a bit ago. What are you up to? Superior said, chilling on the couch, watching my brothers play a video game. Remy said, sounds cozy. Wish I was there too to cuddle up. And love. Kirby replied, ooh, loot. Superior said, would be far better with you here. Doing okay. Replied, yeah, just a little lonely. Superior said, oh, the feeling is mutual. I shift in my blanket a little and try to hide a smoke from Kobe. Superior said, I wish we could keep each other company. And we said, yes, please. Sorry. Superior said, no need to be sorry. Poor lonely Bernie. I replied, need my little Superior, I guess. I'm sure you'll help if you were here. Superior said, hee, yes, ma'am. Wish we could help each other out, Superior said. And Superior continued and saying, I look forward to that next time. But for now, I have to wish you sweet dreams, Superior. Dream of me, love. And I love that, Superior said. Well, that's me done for the night, Copes. I'm drained. Copes said, okay, cut all the So I can't all have the bonus girls wearing us out, I guess. Like, and also my reverse, I just realised that's got to be the biggest TV I've seen. Just look at the size of it. It's got to be at least, well, probably, I don't know, 27 or 30-inch front screen. Maybe 32 max. Either way. You're on one already? Ugh. Must be a very deep sleep. What was it? Let's save that just in case. Go back to the exit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and teenagers and all that, I am going to end the video here, but if you like this, then I am going to add some more free FaceTime cards. First, I take my first FaceTime card, describe me, Wolfson Legendary, first night world futurist champion, and Pokemon owners. But wait, I am not done just yet. I take my second FaceTime card. Please press the button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and even press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. But wait, I'm not done just yet. Adding my third and final FaceTime card, which I'll leave this in the description down below, so you can find me on social media Universe World website. And the social media Universe World website are Discord, Steam, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Twitch and Kick. And once you follow, subscribe, and support me, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise to make the channel bigger, better, stronger, and more notable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. This is Superior 9000, a game streamer that knows a future of becoming untrained extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and choreographer, and future wrestler, sign up. Okay, everyone, take care, stay home, be safe, wash hands, do this away, and of course, most importantly, thank you for flying Superior 9000 Chat. We have you enjoyed this videos, support, subscribe to this channel and other platforms as well.